Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare Hare. Hare Rama
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare. Hare Rama
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Rama Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama Hare
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Okay. Now I will give three kids at a time. They can sing Hare Krishna. Okay, 3 kids at a time. Ryan, Vrinda, and Livan. Ryan, Vrinda, Livan. Okay.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare.
Okay. Now Madhav, Jahnavi, Palvit. Madhav, Jahnavi, Palvit together. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhav. Sudevi, who else is there? Gaurangi, Sudevi, Deepak.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Laxmi Mataji, over to you, Mataji. Hari Bol. Mataji, you have to unmute yourself, Mataji. Maybe she'll be joining from other device. Let's wait for her. Okay, there is Krishna. Krishna, you want to sing Hare Krishna one time? Krishna. Okay, Mataji joined from other device. Okay, Krishna is not unmuting herself. Okay, Laxmi Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Palvit.
Hare Krishna, Palvit.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Deepak.
Deepak, Palvit, Gaurangi, Jahnavi, Krishna, Madhav, Ryan, Sudevi, Tushita, Divan, everybody welcome. And Laxmi Mataji too.
Hare Krishna, kids. Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, as always. All right, Hare Krishna, kids. Welcome to today's Damodar class. All right, let's get started.
Mataji. Mama,
Yes, Ryan.
when tomorrow, tell Damra the class, Damra the Mataji that tomorrow is going to be my presentation.
Oh my God, that's
And
going to
I'm
be
going to
awesome.
say the story of King Nuga. He turned himself into a lizard when he done a mistake. When he gave the Brahmana a cow, when the second Brahmana said, "It's his cow."
Oh my God, Ryan, you should not share all that information right now. Okay, it should be a surprise for everybody tomorrow, so that we all look forward to that presentation. Okay, so let's just keep that to yourself, and we really look forward to that presentation tomorrow. Okay. Awesome. All right. Wonderful. And good luck to you. All right, kids, let's get started with today's class. You know the drill. We're going to start with Shri Guru Pranam Mantra. It's on your screen, followed by Hare Krishna Mahamantra 11 times. And we're going to do that together.
Dadapi swapadantikam Yudhapatakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamstu Sagajatam Sahagana Lalitam Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते वेदांता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे
Namaste
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
All right, kids, that's wonderful. I think if we do not talk about anything else, I know you can chant for the rest of the class as well. That was such a beautiful chanting, right? Really, really, very impressive, as usual. I know I say that every single time, but really, I do not like to interrupt you because I really enjoy that so much. Anyways, it's going to be slightly different today. We have been reading some interesting stories from last couple of days. So in continuation to that, before our summer camp, we are just taking up some more stories. So today is another day we're going to be taking up the story. And I know who doesn't like stories, right? We all like that. So let's read that today. It's another interesting topic for today is the effects of milk on the mind. So let's read the story first, and then we'll just talk about this. Let's see what everybody thinks about the benefit of milk or the effect of milk on the mind, body, or anything of that sort, right? So let's start the story. All right. So the person who is sitting in front of us is Ganeshan. So Ganeshan was very unhappy one of the days. Why was he unhappy? Because in past 10 years, this was the third time that his buffaloes have got lost, and he had incurred losses in lakhs. So basically, he has lost a lot of money because he lost a couple of his buffaloes. And that keeps happening, right? So this is the third time that has happened. So that worries him because that was the only means of making money for him, right? And taking care of himself. If he doesn't have money, how will he take care of himself, right? Not that I'm saying that money is so important, but he will sell the milk, he'll get the money, and then he can get, food and all that kind of stuff for himself, right? So it's slightly important. So day before yesterday in the evening, Ganeshan had fallen asleep while the buffaloes were grazing, and they lost their way to the village in the darkness. So that is what has happened. He must be tired, so he was sleeping, and then buffaloes went towards the village. He didn't realize that. So there was a calf as well, and this is not the nice way of saying that low intellect buffaloes. Let's not say that. So the calf who actually drinks buffalo's milk. So the calf actually couldn't recognize its mother, and it got kicked by other buffaloes. So the little calf was actually lost in that space before it could reach its mother. Whereas a cow's calf who drinks his mother's milk recognizes his mother even amongst the hundred of cows. So what they're saying here is the buffalo's calf actually couldn't recognize its own mother, but cow's calf could actually do that easily. Thus, it is said that a child's mind depends on the kind of milk he drinks. You agree? Do we agree to that? And no wonder, because we all drink cow's milk, we consider cow equal to our mother, right? Everybody remembers the 7 mothers, right? I'm sure you all do, right? So everybody remembers 7 mothers, and cow is one of them. So cow has that kind of level. All right. A moneylender forcibly took away Sunil's cow. So they're like different kind of things. They did different explanations they are giving, right? So one of the plays, the guy, one of the person is very, very sad because he lost his buffalo. So it was such a, shocking experience for him. The second example that we are talking about here is when they're saying that how cow's calf can easily identify its mother just because it's drinking cow's milk, right? Now let's talk about this third piece of the story. It talks about a money lender who forcibly took away Sunil's cow, right? Why? Just a cow to the city, but just after a month, the cow broke the rope and came back. Did you ever see that? Did you ever hear that kind of thing? That that the animals know their way back home. Did you hear that ever? You would have, right? Yeah, we hear that like many times. Animals. Let's not talk about other animals. Today's topic is all about cows, so let's talk about the cows, right? So in this case, cow came back. Moneylender took the cow away, but cow came back home, and home was where the cow was living with Sunil. And see, Sunil is so excited. He's saying, "Oh, my cow has come back. She's come back from a distance of 50 kilometers." Well, cow, yep, she didn't care for the distance. She knew her way back home. All right, there's another one that they're talking about is there is another. So you all know, right? Today we're talking about the benefits of milk, right? How the milk impacts our mind. That's what we're talking about. So after we finish up all these tiny stories, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so let's pay attention and try to remember things. So it is also said that the kind of milk we drink, it definitely has a very huge impact on the attitude of the people. So here is a very beautiful example of Shivaji Maharaj. Anybody knows who Shivaji Maharaj was? Do you know who Shivaji Maharaj was, kids? No? All right. All right, so let's just, I'm not gonna explain who Shivaji Maharaj was. That's an exercise for you. When we meet next time, I'm gonna ask the same question. By the time, study, okay? All of you try to find out who Shivaji Maharaj was. All right, so Shivaji Maharaj used to drink cow's milk. So now you see Shivaji Maharaj's mother is saying that, Shiva, you have to throw these perpetrators of cruel deeds out of your motherland, right? So anybody who is kind of attacking our motherland, that's what kings used to do in the past, right? The kind of work that army, the defense does today, right? The defense responsibility is to keep our motherland away from enemies or out of enemies, right? Protect everybody. That's why am I giving example of defense or anybody else? What does Lord Krishna do, right? Lord Krishna does the same. So any of his incarnations, he has come to earth just to do that, right? To protect his devotees from these cruel enemies or cruelties. All right, and Shivaji Maharaj is saying, yes, I promise you, mother. So what Shivaji Maharaj did is, till the time he lived, he never forgot the promise he made to his mother and motherland. So this is a very it's just a picture of one of the wars he had, but he had many wars in his life just to protect his people and the country. Another example we give here is one of the person named Guddu used to drink buffalo's milk. So now he's talking to his mother. One of the times he's saying, mother, I have a good job in this country and I've also got its citizenship. Oh, maybe somebody's in US, right? Now I will stay here only. I will send you money so that you can keep servants to serve you. And then mother, what does mother say? Guddu, you take care of yourself. So even though Guddu was being so selfish, he was drinking buffalo's milk. So that has the impact on his attitude, on his mindset. So even though he was being very selfish this way, that he's only thinking about himself, he's just telling his mom that he really can't come and stay with her anymore. He can pay. He's got a lot of money now, so he can pay for the servants who can take care of the mother, but he can't stay, come back where his mother lives. But at the same time, do you see the attitude the mother had, right? Mother was still very compassionate towards her own son, right? So it's her own son. She's saying, okay, you take care of yourself. So mothers are always like that. We all know that. All right, so what happened after a few years? Mother called Guddu and said that, oh, I'm not keeping well. So at least once I want to see you, right? So mother must be thinking that she may not live longer, and we all know that mothers are attached to kids, always attached to kids. They always are very protective. They always like to spend time with kids. So she's the same mother, but Guddu says that he's very busy and he can't come. He said, oh, take good care, take a good doctor's treatment. I will send you more money. So only thing that she was craving for was to see her son. But Guddu didn't realize that. Mother kept calling him again and again, but the son who did drink the milk of buffalo did not understand this. And one day, the mother left the earth, left this body. All right, so the next one is about a goat. So goat, if you leave a goat in a beautiful garden, what's going to happen? Yes, the goat will destroy the whole garden, right? The goat does destroy the whole garden. Whatever it will find, it will eat. So that's another example. We all know that goat also has milk, right? Another one now. The Sushma of mankind came to the force in the form of best civilizations, but the ones who drank goat's milk became terribly egoist, right? So they had a lot of ego in them, that they did not consider humans as humans and ruin them before they could voice themselves. So do you see what is happening here? That is what had happened, right? So people who are in power, they always try to suppress people who are minorities, right? So this is what is going on. These soldiers are saying, oh, kill them and take over their wealth, take everything from them. These people look like people who originally belong to some places like tribes and that kind of people, who the, more civilized kind of like people who live in cities, right? They did not care. So they're saying that Christians killed more than 10 crore Red Indians in America. That's where you go, right? That is what they did. And you all know the story, right? So when in the beginning, America was identified, right? It was only Red Indians who used to live here. And when it was when America was discovered, a lot of people from Britishers basically came here. They discovered America. Red Indians used to live here, and then one day all the Red Indians are gone. So that has happened. Some sad stories. So do you see, and that has happened in the past also. You would have heard about the laborers, right? Labor and people who do, I'm just trying to find a word actually. People who are actually forced to do this kind of manual work, right? They're not treated well. I mean, pretty much, you may probably know the story I'm talking about. Most of you are very young to even know that, but if you have ever read even Indian literature ever, you would have known that what had happened in the past, right? How India was such a rich country, not just money-wise, but rich in culture, rich in, of course, monetary terms, rich in all kind of foods and grains and spices and all that kind of stuff, right? So India was very, very rich. India had very rich heritage. And what happened when India
Native
was
Americans?
yeah. So
Were the Red Indians like Native Americans?
Absolutely, they are right, absolutely. So yeah, that's the story we were talking about, right? And similarly, the same thing happened with India as well. Same Britishers ruled India as well for almost 200 years. They were just, do you see, like eventually India kind of, lost a lot of things. Yeah, I wouldn't get into details of that, but you will see that people will be put to a lot of, I'm just trying, kind of trying to find a word when people are forced to do the labor kind of work. What are those people called? Anyways. All right, so see, this is not right. They say shoot all those who are very ill.
Are you seeking, Hare Krishna Mataji, are you seeking slavery kind of work?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Sometimes I just get stuck and I'm like, I can find the word. Thank you. Until I would remember the word, I won't be able to. So thank you, Prabhu. Yes, so slavery, right? So people are put into slavery. They are forced to do things. They are forced to do everything. And if they are not able to, if they are not up to the mark, then like how they are treated. So so that's the kind of example we're giving here. Thank you, Prabhuji, once again. All right. So similarly, the natives of Canada, right? The natives of Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and many other countries were wiped out too. Well, very, very sad, but that actually has happened. World wars are one of the examples. So, and I'll come to the point when we will talk about why we're saying all that. How is everything related to milk, or how is everything, right? Today's topic is milk, so I'm saying milk, but how is everything related to what you become, right? You eat whatever you eat. So your eating habits, what you put in your body, in your mind, has bigger impact than anything else, and that is what you become also, right? So if you do not eat the right kind of food, if you do not feed your mind with the right kind of thoughts, you become people, or such people who do these kind of activities. You know what I mean, right? But on the contrary, people like us who are Krishna conscious, who are Krishna's devotees, we try to feed our mind with right kind of thoughts, right kind of food to our body, that we try to avoid these kind of conflicts, right? We don't want to get into the wars. We don't want to get into any kind of conflicts with people. We want to be good to people, right? We just want to serve. We just want to help each other. So that is how the mentality works with the kind of thoughts or kind of food that goes in the body. All right, so this particular example actually talks about the 2 world wars we had, right? And right now, the war that's going on, nobody's happy about it, but right, people do that. So atom bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Well, all sad stories, but yeah, that was bad. That kind of wiped off, not just wiped off the countries completely, but that also resulted, those bombs also resulted in a lot of kind of diseases in people that lasted for ages. So very, very bad, bad experience at that time. All right, another one, we talk about Jesus Christ as well. He was born in a land where people normally drank goat's milk. So this is an example of goat's milk now. Impressed by Jesus, they became his followers, but failed to understand the message given by him, right? He was pretty much preaching the same thing, that about the Lord, about the Lord and devotion, all that kind of stuff. But people did not understand him. They were following him, but they did not understand him. He says, what does he say? My message is very simple. Serve and love everyone. This is all he's saying. People fail to understand this simple message. How can people not understand serve and love, right? A very simple word. Kids understand that, but people at that time, in that era, just did not understand him. And finally, he was crucified. Very, 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 very inhuman at that time, and now as well, but very inhuman. All right. On the other hand, countries like Iran, Afghanistan, Turkey, Egypt, Indonesia, etc., were converted to Islam, and their original cultures were destroyed. Well, it's not just that. Many countries, I was just giving an example of India, what has happened to India, okay, today I can't find my words, so never mind, I'm not going to try this time. All right. So yeah, the heritage was destroyed. Do you see these people are talking, Your Majesty? A big chunk of Hindustan has been converted to Islam on Swords Point. So you see, they're talking about India right now. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. All right, so many universities and libraries have been burned down. So any kind of cultural heritage that we have that was written down, they actually burnt everything. So at that time, everything was burnt, and that is why we did not have a lot of history written about India, right? Because all those were burnt, and a lot of people were converted into different religions. Well, they're also saying, destroy the idol of Buddha. Buddha was, again, he had the same message as everybody who follows Krishna has, but again, people just do not follow that, and they do not understand that. So they said, destroy the idol of Buddha. They didn't want to follow. They just wanted to, all right. Aurangzeb, another Muslim ruler back then, long ago in India. Well, these stories talk about many things, many things which you kids may not have heard if you haven't read the Indian literature. But Aurangzeb was another Muslim ruler in India. So see what he did. He jailed his own father and murdered his brothers. Well, back then, of course, all the rulers used to do that. Most of the rulers used to do that because they all wanted to rule the country, or wanted to rule the kingdoms. So these things were quite evident at that time, I would say. But he, in the name of Islam, he actually jailed his own father and murdered his brothers. So yeah, here and that's how he would torture others. He would say, okay, there's still a chance, become Muslim, otherwise you will have to lose your life. So see, what is he doing? He's just torturing people, really. So this guy, others who are being tortured, they're saying the ones who sell and the ones who get sold, the ones who frighten and the ones who fear, both don't know what is dharma, right? What is dharma, what is karma, all those concepts you do not know. And that is why you end up doing these kind of things, because you do not even realize that all these are generating bad karmas, right? So for every karma that you generate, you really have to pay off, which they didn't realize. And the people who are here, the two guys that we are seeing here in the picture, they are none other than Guru Gobind Singh's sons. Guru Gobind Singh was another preacher. My God, there are too many things, right? We're talking about today. Guru Gobind Singh was another preacher in India from Punjab region, actually. And then again, another preacher would preach the same concepts, same theories as any other preacher towards the common goals. Nothing against humanity, nothing against people. Their names were Fateh Singh and Jorawar Singh. They were buried alive in the wall. Who does that? This is so inhuman, but this is what was happening back then when Aurangzeb was ruling, because they didn't want to convert themselves. They didn't want to change their religion. They didn't want to, they just wanted to follow their religion. They wanted to whatever their religious principles they believed in, they wanted to follow that. And that's something Aurangzeb didn't like. But there are a lot of stories about that, how Aurangzeb also got converted into a good human. And also, yep, we'll not, let's not talk about those stories right now. It's going to get lengthy. All right. The cruelty shown by the disciples of the great prophet forced the revolutionary Karl Marx to say, religion is opium for masses. Oh gosh. So opium, opium is just a drug, so that's not good. This statement made thousands of prophets' followers turn into atheists. It was unfortunate for the world that Mark did not get a chance to study about Bharat. What's Bharat? That's India, right? Yeah, India was called Bharat long ago, before Britishers ruled India. And when Britishers came to India, it was named as India. And Bharat, it was, okay, so India was called Bharat because we had a king in India long ago, a very, very popular and renowned king. His name was Bharat, and on his name, India was called Bharat. A lot of historical, beautiful stories, actually. If you want to, if you have any interest in history, India is rich in history, actually. All right. Otherwise, he would not have uttered these words and caused so much damage to humanity. Great. All right. Now talking about Sufis. Sufis, on seeing the misuse of Islam by the rulers and so-called heads of the religion, had to say Islam means love. The sword is not propagating Islam, but spreading hatred. Stop this. So do you see? Sufis, on the contrary, contrary to many kings that we just talked about, they are trying to explain that just like any other religion, Islam also believes in love, right? In love, not hatred. So when Sufis would talk like that, do you see other people who did not believe in his theories and they still wanted to do the acts that we just talked about? They will say, oh, he is kafir. Okay, kafir is a term used for people who think that they're against the religion, right? So if you follow, for example, Hinduism, right? And somebody who does not believe in Hindus' theories, right? then they would say, oh, you're a kafir, right? Because you are against our theories. You're against our Hinduism, against religion. Other guy is saying he's envious of the growth of Islam, kill him, all that kind of stuff, right? So anybody who is trying to spread love and humanity, people would just be against them. Not that it is happening right now, so don't take it negative. Things have changed drastically ever since, and I would just talk about Krishna consciousness for that matter, right? So ever since that, and we all know that in our lives, right? Our thought process is much more mature, more focused ever since we all started, we turned devotees, right? So things change. That is why you need to follow the right path to get your mindset right. That is important. When people don't have that, they just get misled, right? All these people, it's not their fault, right? I would say that because people are just misleading them and they just follow them. They follow their leaders. So the Sufis had to run for their lives, right? They're trying to save themselves. They got shelter and respect in the country where people drank cow's milk. Yeah, that's where we come to. And that country is Bharat, India. So Sufis also reared cows and spread the message to become Go Bhakt. So what is Go? What is Bhakt? Garci? We're learning Devanagari here as well. So Go is nothing but the cow, and Bhakt is nothing but a devotee, right? So Go Bhakt is cow's devotee. Well, let's not put the word devotee there. Cow Bhakt is Go Bhakt is cow. Yeah, almost like a devotee. All right. So Sufi Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Dargah is in Ajmer, right? So you would have heard this is one of the most popular mosque in Ajmer, Rajasthan. A lot of people go there. It's like a pretty crowded place if you go there. A lot of people believe in him. So and that has nothing to do with the religion, right? Excuse me. Hindus, Muslims, everybody go there. So we're talking about this mosque, although all of you are Hindus, but still you are visiting the Dargah, right? That's what I said. Religion is not about there. Everybody goes there. Khwaja is Garib Nawaz. So Garib Nawaz, okay. Garib is poor. Nawaz is well, that's the Urdu word. Don't know the exact meaning, but Garib Nawaz is somebody who is a protector of poor people, right? So Garib Nawaz, that's what it precisely means. And lakhs of Hindus visit the Dargah every year. I've been there once too, and I know how popular that place is. All right, so those who drank cow's milk never harassed anyone. On the contrary, propagated Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam, the entire world is a family, right? Anybody knows who is that? The one who said this? Oh my God, too much information, right? That's Swami Vivekananda in the picture. So Swami Vivekananda, that's what he said. Vasudev Eva Kutumbakam, that simply means that the entire world is a family. Let us not discriminate people based on religion, caste, or anything of that sort. That's exactly what Krishna consciousness believes in, right? That's exactly what we all believe in. Every human is same. So let's not, discriminate people like that. So Swami Vivekananda won everyone's heart at Chicago's Conference of Religions by uttering these loving words that we all are same. There's no difference. We all are humans. Okay, rishis and munis, what do they say? Our aim is Krinavanto Vishwam Aryam, to enlighten and uplift the entire world. This is all. There's no selfish motive here. We just have to uplift everybody. Everybody, leave no one behind is the quality of a good leader too. Okay, Swami Ram Sukhadas Ji Maharaj writes, buffalo's milk makes the intellect blunt. Goat's milk lacks the qualities of cow's milk that increases wisdom and helps in understanding the strength of purity, right? So this is what they're saying. So buffalo's milk makes you less intelligent. Goat's milk doesn't have the qualities that cow's milk has. And what is that? Wisdom and strength of purity, right? So those milks are lacking all that. And that is why cow's milk is the best milk. And I just remember one of the interesting Tenali Ram story, but we'll talk about that later. All right. Where's that? All right, the one who drinks goat's milk is like mad and they're just using different kind of slang. So let's ignore that. Oh, he is a saint. Today he has come to bless the devotees by disguising himself. That is the person who drinks the cow's milk. So you see what kind of positivity it brings in your life. The person who's drinking cow's milk is looking at a saint and he's thinking, wow, he's come here to bless us. But at the same time, the person who's drinking either buffalo's milk or goat's milk is, so one is saying, oh, beggar, he's a beggar, right? The other one saying he's a mad person, whatever. The person who's drinking the cow's milk actually understands the right intention. Only sattvic persons can recognize the saints hidden in a human. That is so true. Oh my goodness. So we talked about so many small parts of the stories to discuss whatever you eat, whatever you put in your body and the mind is what you become, right? So it's always better to eat sattvic food and the right food, and how the milks are different from each other. All that serious topic, right? But let me tell you a funny story, real quick, Tenali Ram story. I just remembered. So what happened? One of the times, somebody in I can't remember Tenali Ram's king's name, but in his court, somebody all right, 2 minutes quickly. I'll finish the story. So somebody asked which animal's milk is the best. So everybody except for Tenali Ram said cow's milk. Tenali Ram said goat's milk. And everybody started laughing at him because Tenali Ram is supposed to be very intelligent. So everybody started laughing at him. And they said, oh, are you gone? Whatever. I'm not going to use that word, but they're like, oh, how can you say that? That's not true and all that kind of stuff. He said, but the question was, which animal's milk is the best? So it has to be goat because cow is not an animal, right? Because we consider cow as mother. So she's not an animal.
Oh, very nice.
Hey, jokes apart. All right, kids. I know it's the time for the next class. Let's move to the break room. And then you can share your realizations and thoughts in that class.
Thank you, Mataji. Beautiful stories. So we will open the breakout. Please click on the join and you can go to the breakout. If anybody has any problem, we can put you again back.